How in the world is everyone doing? Hey, sorry I'm running a couple minutes behind here, but wanted to hop on and, lot going on this week, a lot happening. Marit, how are you? I see you, Marit Hendrickson, you rock. So listen, my book is being released this Friday on Amazon. It is called Walls of Wisdom, Turning Pain into Profit. And so there's the book, the cover of it. Here's the back cover. Picture of me and my beautiful wife. I have some reviews on there. Unbelievably grateful that this is actually happening. I'm so excited about it. And, I talk in this book, I talk about life. I talk about how the mistakes that I made and I fell into an abyss of alcoholism, drinking and partying and being a complete idiot and not taking responsibility for anything in my life. Jim Weaver, hey, I appreciate you, bro. Jordan Thomas, how are you? So I wanted to hop on here. I had mentioned that I would come on and I'd read a little bit out of it. Honestly, I've kind of thumbed through the book a little bit to try to pick something out, and I haven't really selected what that's going to be yet. I'm going to take a drink of my Pepsi Zero. Hey, Roxanne, how you doing? George Johns, how you doing? So I'm going to read a little bit, just a little bit out of the book here. So one of my favorite chapters that I wrote in here is actually chapter 5, and it's titled Gratitude. Because I firmly believe that if you want more out of life, learn how to be grateful and you'll attract. Ken, come on, man. You know that stuff is crap. What stuff? Oh, my Pepsi Zero. I know I'm a Pepsi Zero addict. Hey, it's better than what I used to be. So thank you for all the hearts, by the way. I don't know who's doing that, but that's awesome. Thank you. Sandy Lewis, thank you. You're awesome. Cindy, how are you? Jason Alt is in the house. Thank you for all the hearts. I appreciate it. So, and thank you for anybody who shared. I'm using my computer, so it doesn't tell me if you shared or not, but thank you. Yeah, the Pepsi Zero, man, that's some good stuff, bro. Trust me. For me, it's better than where I've been. So, listen, Grant Cardone drinks Diet Coke like they're going to quit making it. So, we all have our faults. We all have our faults, Jim. All of us. Hopefully, I don't know, man. Hopefully you're not perfect in everything that you do. That would be a boring life, wouldn't it? So, all right, gratitude. Let's talk about that, this chapter. If you close your eyes for a minute or two and start going through the list of people that you know in your mind, you will be able to recognize the happy ones and the angry/miserable ones. Now I want you to think in detail about the people that you know that are the happiest in life. Forget about their financial status for a moment. Just focus on their attitude toward life in general. There is a common thread among happy people. That thread is gratitude. Excuse me. Happy people are more grateful for their lives, period. Think about this. Have you ever met someone that's pissed off about something and you walk away thinking, wow, that is one grateful SOB? That's funny, but you know it's true. Gratitude and anger/sadness cannot occupy the same thought. It's just not possible. You see it at funerals even. If someone is focused on how much they're going to miss someone and everything they got out of that relationship, you will see them be very sad. But you can see someone just as close to the deceased person who is focused on how grateful they are for all of the blessings in their lives because of the time they shared together. And the grateful person is always in a happier place. Years ago, when I first got into Alcoholics Anonymous, I knew a man named Gary. I'll leave his last name out of it for obvious reasons. Gary was one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life, still to this day. If you ever walked up and asked him how he was doing, his response would always be the same: I'm having the best day of my life. And not only that, I get to be here talking with you. And what could be better than that? The craziest part is this guy really meant it. He was just happy to be in the moment and alive. Some people made fun of Gary. People are so programmed to believe that anyone positive is full of shit that they can't see past their own screwed up way of thinking. Gary was the CEO of a national medical association. He was actually very tired of all the religious dogma in the world, so he walked around saying that his higher power was a 6 foot, 3.5 inch invisible rabbit named Harvey. He got this from the old James Stewart movie, Harvey. Hang on, I'm trying to read what. So Gary was eccentric, to say the least. One of the nicest and happiest people I've ever known. He and I became very good friends. Excuse me, I just ate. So he used to tell me that the more he focused on being grateful, the happier he became. He said, the happier I am, the more money I make and the more good I can do for the world. One time Gary had to travel. This is a funny story. And if you knew Gary, you'd understand. He was unbelievable. One time Gary had to travel to Washington, D.C. to address Congress for the association that he headed up. As I mentioned already, Gary was very eccentric. He did not give a rat's behind about what other people thought of him. He wanted to always stand out and make certain that people would not forget him. He wanted to make people smile and help them also have the best day of their lives. So Gary goes in front of the U.S. Congress wearing all white. And I mean all white. He wore white pants, a white belt, a white vest, a white jacket, white shoes, white socks, a white walking cane, and finished it off with a white top hat. He definitely stood out. Gary became ill a couple of years after I met him, and he was in his mid to late 60s, I think. When he was in the Ohio State University Cancer Hospital, a friend of mine's mother was one of his nurses. One night, his last night on this planet, she walked into his room and said, "Gary, how you doing?" And Gary responded with as much energy as he could muster in a raspy whisper. He said, "I'm having the best day of my life. And not only that, I get to be here in this beautiful new hospital with all of you amazing and beautiful nurses taking care of me. And what could be better than that?" Gary passed away about 2 hours later. He probably holds the record for being the happiest person to ever die in that hospital. But Gary didn't stop there. Oh no. His attorneys made damn sure that his last wishes were fulfilled. Gary gave very specific instructions that there were to be no tears and no funeral. He didn't want people feeling sad about him, dead or alive. He only wanted a celebration. And at his celebration of life gathering, he made certain that everyone got a big button with a picture of a big white rabbit on it that said the words, "I'm having the best day of my life." And what could be better than that? Printed on the buttons. Thousands of people showed up to his life celebration event. Even some of his haters showed up. And I know some of his haters, they showed up. What's funny about that is it actually pissed people off. There were people complaining that Gary didn't take death serious enough. He's dead, and people were bitching about him not taking death seriously. I just really can't think of anything. I just can't think of anything funnier than that. He just loved to watch people get pissed off at his happiness. That is just funny. Gary taught me a lot about life. He taught me that people just take themselves way too serious. He taught me that you will receive whatever it is that you're putting out. He taught me that in order to be happy and successful, you have to be grateful. He taught me that just because you have screwed up and made mistakes in life, it doesn't mean that you have to continue doing that. He taught me that having gratitude for every single thing and every single moment in your life, you can live an extremely happy and successful existence. When you're truly grateful for everything in life, it opens you up to helping others. When you're helping others, the universe responds back to you with the same energy. There are movies, books, and courses galore about getting successful. It is really quite simple. Zig Ziglar said it best many years ago. He said, "Friend, you can have anything you want out of life if you'll just help enough other people get what they want out of life." There's nothing more than I want. There is nothing that I want more for you than to read this chapter and then get yourself focused on what you're grateful for. And then for you to go out and have the best day of your life. That would make me so happy and grateful. I am grateful for every single thing that has happened in my life. I'm not grateful for the people that I've hurt, not at all. I have made as many amends to those people as I possibly can. And the biggest amends I can make to live a positive and grateful life and positively impact every person I come in contact with. As far as the bad things that happened to me, I'm grateful for those things. They helped form who I am today. They gave me perspective. If you can be grateful for the good and the bad, it gives you a leg up on everyone around you. Here's a little pro tip. If you ever find yourself in a funk or angry, bust out a piece of paper or your smartphone and write a list of things in your life that you're grateful for. It may seem a bit Pollyanna, but it works. It forces your mind to focus on the good things, not the bad. Be grateful. It will change your life. So that's chapter 5 of my book. It's on gratitude, and there's a lot before that and a lot more after that. So if you'd like to be notified when my book is launched on Amazon on Friday, go to kenwalls.com, enter your email address in there, and you'll be notified when this thing goes on sale. It's going to be $7.99. I've had a few people that I had read it for, some reviews. I wanted to get some feedback before I published it, and I got some amazing feedback. I had one girl tell me that it completely changed everything for her. So I'm grateful for that. That to me, there's no other reason to write a book outside of trying to positively impact other people. So, hey, Terrence, thank you, man. Let me go through here and read some of these comments. Gratitude and anger you can't be grateful and upset about something at the same time. It's not possible. It's humanly, scientifically impossible. Scientifically impossible. So Gary was Gary probably is not RIPing, just so you know. He's probably somewhere having a thanks for sharing. I enjoyed listening to that. Will be on my list to purchase. Well, thank you, Cindy. I appreciate that. So Gary is probably raising havoc somewhere with gratitude. Gary was an amazing guy, man. I'm telling you, there was something about this guy. I mean, people would just get ticked off because he would just smile and he'd just be like, "Hey, how you doing? I'm having the best day of my life. It doesn't look like you are, though," which would piss him off even more. So, You know, there's something to be said about gratitude, and a lot of people way smarter than me have written about gratitude. And you know, I talk about it in the beginning of my book. I think in the preface. Where is it? I forget where it is. It might be in the preface, but here it is. In this book, I will tell you some of the mistakes I've made, the challenges I've faced, the wins I've had, and lay out some very simple steps to help you make some very big and fast strides in life to take you to levels that you've dreamed of as quickly as you would like to get there. Excuse me. One of my favorite quotes, and I have no idea where I read this or heard it, is, "There is no such thing as an original thought. All wisdom is plagiarized. Only stupidity is original." So thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that. So look, there's a lot of stuff in here. I mentioned Grant Cardone's name 13 times in this book. I mentioned Cardone University. I have I don't even know how many books, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books, and a lot more that I don't have, that I've lost in relationships and whatnot. But so many books, so much wisdom that I've gained over the years from reading books. And you know, people that say they don't have time for this, or they don't have time to read a book, or they don't have time. You know what? That's ridiculous. And the top CEOs in this world make, what is it, 900 times more than the average person, or 900, whatever it is. It's something crazy. And they read on average one book a week. So, you know, like, you can have massive success or you can have massive excuses, but you can't have both. And you know, so the wisdom that I have in this book is, you know, another favorite quote of mine. Again, I have no idea where it came from, but you know, the predecessor of all wisdom is pain. And I can tell you that I have been through a tremendous amount of self-inflicted pain. Absolutely self-inflicted 90% of the time. I've also mentally put myself through all of this pain that never even happened. So like, and if you don't know what I mean by that, what I'm talking about is, you know, we all like, my first sponsor in Alcoholics Anonymous would say to me, he'd say, "Dude, calm down, man." I go, "No, you don't understand. It's blah, 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 blah. And then this happened and I was all blah, 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 blah. Oh, there's my Aunt Barb. Hey, Barb, how are you? Thank you." So, and I would say, "Yeah, but you don't understand. She said this, and then I said that, and then she said this, and I said that." And he would be like, "Dude, you're letting your mind run with it too far." Alcoholics, and I believe this is true about most people, not just alcoholics, but he'd say, alcoholics don't know the difference between a broken shoelace and a death in the family. And, you know, which, you know, I mean, for me, back then, and probably still sometimes now, like, you know, one little thing would happen, and I would have sworn to you that the entire world was coming to an end as a result. And, you know, that's just not the case. It's not the case anymore for me. And, you know, I share some of that in this book. I share some steps on how to get yourself from wherever it is you are into wherever it is you want to go. And there's some simple ways to do it. And I'm not where I want to be. I don't know that any of us are. But, man, I've got a plan, and I know how to plan it out, and I know the steps to take, and I'm getting there. You know, that's all I can say is I am definitely getting there. So, you know, listen, if you're not registered, go to kenwalls.com, register to be notified when it goes on sale on Friday. And you know, we'll shoot you out an email. We're not going to spam you. It's just to send you a reminder. Hopefully you check your emails. It's just to send you a reminder. Thank you for the hearts. I have no idea. I can't see the picture of who's doing that. Is that Jim Weaver doing that? It is. That's Jim. I see your picture down there. It's hard to see those, man. Anyway, thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. There's Sandy. I see you. So jump over to kenwalls.com. All you're doing is entering your email, your name and email address, and that's it. And we'll shoot you out an email on Friday. The normal price of the book is $15.99. It's going to be from 8 p.m. until 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's only going to be $7.99 for the book. And this, you know, I really truly hope that, because I've had a few people read it so far, that it positively impacted. I've had a couple of people say it changed their life for the better. That's my goal, man. I want people to read this book and at the end of it feel really, really good about themselves and the direction of their life, and you know, be able to connect with me a little bit deeper too. So listen, I appreciate you guys jumping on here. Wanted to share a little bit of that. It blows me away that I can sit here and read out of my book the words that I wrote, that I can sit here and read that to you or anybody else or to myself. It just blows me away that this thing exists, because 2 months ago, this was just an idea. 2 months ago, I just thought, I'm going to write a book. And man, it happened, and it's coming to pass. So in 2 days, that thing's going to be live, and man, I'm excited. So thank you guys. Appreciate all of you who've gone over to kenwalls.com and signed up to be notified. I really appreciate it. And by the way, Alex Vang and I will be live later on this evening at 8:30 with Lead Gen Live. So if you get time, you want to pop in and say, hey, drop a business type to us. We'll maybe build a funnel or talk to you about how we can help you find some direction to blow up your business. So appreciate all of you. Thank you for being on here, and I will talk to you tonight, 8:30. Thanks a lot. Peace out.